Alright, hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my order from LiveAquaria and some of the issues I've experienced. So first off, this box cost me $87, but only 4 out of the 5 items showed up. I'm still waiting on the 5th one to be shipped, but this box was shipped overnight. We'll go ahead and start opening it up. First thing you get is the pieces of paper that tell you, how to kind of handle the aquatic life, don't release it, stuff like that. You also get a coupon. You're actually also supposed to receive an acclimation guide, but I didn't. So we'll just take off the styrofoam cooler lid. Here's the heat pack. It actually was not very hot. Next up, we have our first fish, and this is the tiny cardinal fish. This was one of my main issues. This guy is extremely small, smaller than was advertised, so that's a big letdown. Next, we have the cleaner shrimp, which, as you can see, is also pretty small. Not as small as the cardinal, and it was around the advertised size. Next, we have the Royal Grandma, or Royal Grandma, whatever. And this guy's actually a pretty good size fish, the size you'd see in a pet store. But he's not doing too well. As you can see, he's kind of jammed into the corner, upside down, a little disoriented. Next, we have the fairy wrasse. Now, this was the only fish that was in the black bag. I don't know why. Maybe to reduce stress, but the other fish didn't get it. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. We'll see if he's alive. And it looks like he is alive and doing well, as you can see right there. So all 4 of them made it, so that's good. Now we can go ahead and move into the acclimation process. So I went ahead and dimmed the lights in the room just so it's less stressful on the fish. The grandma has perked up. The shrimp is still alive. The tiny pajama cardinal is there. Hopefully it does not get eaten or sucked down the overflow. I'm really worried about that guy. And the wrasse is looking really good. Not moving around, but he's looking really colorful. So one thing I noticed is that this shrimp has kept the water that's in the bag was 1.024. And these are all 1.020. So these are quite a bit lower. I run my tank at 1.025. So that's like an average reef salinity is 1.025. But these guys are kept much lower than that. It's something like it lessens the potential for disease, but it also seems like it'd make acclimation a little bit harder because you're acclimating from such a low salinity to a higher salinity. But fish are a lot hardier, so it should be okay. The shrimp is kept at the higher salinity because they are not as hardy as the fish. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and keep acclimating these guys. Okay, so it's about a week after acclimating the fish into their tank, and this is where basically all of my issues happened. So everything acclimated in fine. Then the next day, the cardinal was gone. I saw him hovering by the filter, and he almost got sucked in a few times, but he swam right away. He was strong enough to move out of the current. And then the next morning, completely gone. Checked the filter socks. I literally tore the tank apart, moved all the rocks, could not find this fish. LiveAquaria said, "Oh, too bad. That sucks for you." Luckily I was able to take some pictures, which I'll put up on the screen right now, of him next to the filter intake, and you can see how tiny the fish is. With my calculations, he was a little above a half an inch, which is smaller than was advertised to me. So I tried to show that to LiveAquaria. I tried to explain that. They basically said put a quarter on the overflow so they can use their measurements or whatever. So they came up with that it's 7/8 of an inch, which was inside the advertised size, even though it clearly wasn't. It was very tiny when I received it. It might have been, 6/8, 7/8. Anyway, it was on the smaller side of the advertised size. The advertised size was 3/4 of an inch to 1 1/4 inches. I don't think 7/8 was super accurate. Anyway, so I was really upset about that. There goes $13 and the fish. So I don't even get to see the fish grow up. It literally disappeared overnight. I have no idea where it went. I checked, it couldn't jump out because I have a lid. So super mad about that. LiveAquaria did absolutely nothing. They were less than helpful to me. Their customer service was actually terrible. They basically said, too bad. And whatever, okay, maybe that's my bad, whatever. Then a few days later, the shrimp died. And once again, I couldn't find the body. I took my tank all apart, moved everything, took all the rocks out, went through the sump completely, checked all the filter socks. It took me a good 30 minutes to rip this tank apart and put it all back together. I checked in every little crevice. The shrimp is gone. Could not find him anywhere. Nothing left. LiveAquaria, you have to take a picture of the dead fish or the dead item or whatever on a white background. So no refund for that either. So there goes half of my order, $30 out the window that they won't give back. So I'm super disappointed about that. This is my first time ordering from LiveAquaria, and so far I'm extremely disappointed just with how that thing was handled. The Royal Grandma, which you can probably see, is doing good. So he's alive. And then the fairy wrasse isn't doing so good. Hides all the time, and if it does come out, it just kind of sits in that back right corner on the ground. I don't know if that's what fairy wrasses do, but he's not really eating either. So I'm really hoping for the best for that one. And then the tuxedo urchin, which was the item that did not show up when we were doing the unboxing, is still not been shipped. Haven't heard a word from LiveAquaria on that. Hasn't been shipped yet. But that's my quick update, I guess. Maybe I'll make another video or talk about it in a future video when the urchin comes in. But at this moment in time, I am not going to be ordering from LiveAquaria anytime soon, just because I feel like their policies are not that good. Even if a fish did die, the only thing they offer is store credit, and basically to use the store credit you have to obviously order from their store, but to get free shipping you have to spend a minimum of $100. So if they refunded, say, a $15 fish, it's kind of pointless, because, you know, technically you're never going to be able to use that again unless you do choose to spend another whatever, $75, $80, whatever you want to do to get you up to that limit. So anyway, that's kind of my experience with LiveAquaria so far. I don't think I'll be ordering from them again, just because 50% of my livestock is gone and they're not crediting me in any way. It is what it is, you know, just a company I probably won't deal with again. But that's my honest experience on LiveAquaria. The one fish that made it the best was like Royal Grandma. Fairy Wrasse I never see. Obviously other two fish are gone. The Royal Grandma is what's holding, or the Royal Grandma, whatever, is what's holding it in for me. But there goes $87. I guess that's an $87 Royal Grandma. That is it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.